After several disastrous openings for their animated films, Disney managed to hit a significant milestone with Elemental, the movie many people call Pixar's biggest box office failure.
I'm so sorry. I should never.
Are you kidding? That was amazing! I finally saw Viviseria!
Welcome to The Rewind. This is how Elemental became the second worst debut in Pixar history. Before we begin, make sure to give this video a like and hit that subscribe button for good luck. Since the pandemic, Pixar and Disney Animation in general have struggled at the box office. While the companies are used to the financial highs of like the Toy Story series, Finding Nemo, The Lion King, Incredibles 2, or a plethora of princess fare, everything that has been released since 2020 has been, well, for lack of a better word, disappointing. Among the wreckage was Elemental, an unlikely love story between Ember Lumen and Wade Ripple. It's also known as Disney's worst performing film in decades.
Buzz-looking alien! Where?
Comparing to the worst debut. The only Pixar film to ever make less than Elemental over a 3-day opening was the original Toy Story, which made $29.1 million over its first 3-day weekend. However, the debuts of the two films can't really be compared. Elemental being scored second worst is merely a technicality. There's simply no historical precedent for a Pixar film opening as poorly as Elemental. Toy Story, for starters, opened on a Wednesday, so it had already made $9.9 million before its $29.1 million weekend. It also played in 1,500 fewer theaters than Elemental. And Toy Story opened multiple generations ago, in 1995, when the average US movie ticket price was less than half of what it is today. Adjusted for inflation, Toy Story's 3-day weekend gross would be closer to $57 million today.
I'm going home!
Fine, then I'm going with you.
How did we get here? It's fair to say that Elemental has been the biggest bust in Pixar's history, but it's also important to look at the circumstances that led to this point. By most accounts, Elemental is not a bad film. Critics have mostly liked or at least tolerated it, and audiences have generally enjoyed it. Elemental has an A Cinema score, a 92% Rotten Tomatoes audience score, and strong post-track results with 85% of those polled giving it a positive score and 68% saying they would recommend the film to others. So why did Elemental bomb so badly? Although the film's recent reviews have been mostly positive, the film bombed with critics at its Cannes debut. More recent reviews have been far more enthusiastic about the film, but you never get a second chance at a first impression. There is also almost definitely some truth to the theory that Disney's streaming-heavy distribution plans in recent years have caused severe damage to the theatrical prospects of its family-focused films. After sending title after title straight to Disney Plus during and after the worst of the pandemic, short theatrical windows for many of its features since then have conditioned parents to save time and money by waiting for films to just hit Disney+.
That may work in your rich kid follow your heart family, but getting to do what you want is a luxury, and not for people like me.
A damaged brand. It's almost certainly true that Pixar's brand has been damaged. After years of no Pixar theatrical releases, Lightyear failed to launch with audiences, and Disney's Strange World probably caused some collateral damage as well. Making matters worse for the company's distribution wing, Disney's remakes have been struggling a lot too. The Little Mermaid only managed to splash up $11.6 million domestically and $15.3 million internationally over the weekend. It's fourth in theaters. It's still way too early to predict how their films will perform this year or if they'll even be any good, But reactions for their upcoming films have been more favorable and garnered a bit of buzz building around them. It wasn't all bad news at the Father's Day weekend box office for animated films. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse was third domestically and globally, pulling in $27.8 million at home and $27.6 million abroad. The film's domestic cume now sits at $280 million, and its international at $209 million, putting the latest Spider flick just short of the $500 million mark at $489 million grossed. It's safe to say that Disney's finding their footing again even after an awkward set of years, and despite the company's best efforts, some films just have to be a bust in order to learn and improve. It's bound to happen somewhere. Elemental just happened to be the one that gave Disney a much-needed wake-up call. Hopefully they take what they've learned from their failures and come back stronger than ever, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
I knew it! My nose always knows.
So, do you agree with us, or did you enjoy Elemental? Before you leave, don't forget to give this video a like and leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Check out these other videos from The Rewind, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you don't miss any of our future uploads.